morning, beloveds. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Let me try that again. Good morning, beloveds. We got a long one today. Unfortunately, today is Saturday, so I don't have anywhere to be until 11. I have an acupuncture appointment. My acupuncturist has been in China for the last month, so I'm kind of glad to see him again. Okay. We are doing Living the Science of Mind, and I like to do the housekeeping before. So the housekeeping, and all the housekeeping is me reminding you we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, you get one a week. It tells you what's going on for the week and the month. And the hot links are hot. Also blind CC. Nobody's going to see your email. Nobody will get your email. And that is info@creativelife.org. Okay. So that will get you, like I said, that email. And then the social medias. I like to remind you about the social medias for two reasons. One, we don't monetize them. So what we need you to do is to engage with them. Go like and subscribe and follow the pages, and then go like and comment and share the posts. Yeah, I think you could share the page too, but it bumps us in the algorithms. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do, which is why we don't monetize it. So what we ask you to do that, and the pages are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. Because like on Instagram, we're Creative Life Spark. So there's that. And I don't know, there may have been, and I'm the running Reverend Ryan on the social medias that I'm on. So there is that. Okay. Yes. Now I am done with that ramble, and we're going to get on to the other ramble, which is, let's talk about this book for just a quick minute. All but two of the essays came out of the take-home course. Did you know that Ernest Holmes had a take-home course? Yes. It used to be in the back of the Science of Mind magazine, and you could mail off for it. And then every week for 48 weeks, they would mail you a course, or a lesson. And so the most of these essays came out of those lessons. Honestly, I think a lot of the essays that went into the take-home course were people who either went up to Ernest or wrote to Ernest and asked him questions. We did God's Will yesterday. Of course, people had questions about God's will, so Ernest answered it the best that he could. And that's why these essays feel like one-on-one. It feels like you've asked Ernest a question and he is answering the question. And I really appreciate that, and I like it. If you Google the book, they say it's Ernest's commentary on his seminal work, which is the Science of Mind text. Probably that too. But it's a much more down-home friendly, I'm having a conversation with you book. We just did God's impersonal you, or yeah. I can't now, wait, what was the name of what I liked about those is there were a number of places where God, your impersonal self, that's the article I'm talking about. There's a number of places in there where I really think the best thing you could do is go and read those I am statements. Because reading them out loud made me feel really good. I think, don't just listen to me read them, repeat them out loud to yourself. All right. What we are going to talk about today is God, the self-evident truth within you. And this one's a little long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Normally I would break this up into 2, but it's Saturday, and I don't have anywhere to be until 11. So I'm going to try and do the whole thing. If about halfway through I run out of steam, well then, all right. So let me get my light. Whew, all right. And let's see what Ernest has to say about God, the self-evident truth within you. Kind of a long title, right? It is self-evident that we live. Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. This might be called an axiom for a reason, but whereby one perceives that they exist. An axiom of reason is a truth so self-evident, so universally experienced, so immediately known to the mind, that reason cannot deny its existence. That there are such final truths is self-evident. Okay. We wish to establish our identity in the universe, the limitless possibility of self-expression, and the certainty of eternal unfoldment. We wish to establish identity, individuality, unity, completion. Our first self-evident proposition is that the truth is that which is. We are using truth in the sense of its absolute meaning. Not some truth, not a truth, but the truth. And by the way, he's using a capital T there. The ultimate reality, again, capital R. The truth being that which is, there can be nothing unlike it, different from it, or opposed to it. While it is true that our present finite comprehension does not grasp such an infinity. Ooh, I need to charge my light. There we go. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Hey. While it is true that our present finite comprehension does not grasp such an infinity, and probably never will, but that's okay, we may be certain that even the judgment of the senses is no final criteria. The earth and the sky do not finally meet anywhere. We all have such an apparent... Wait, okay. I don't know what... He's trying to make an argument here, and I don't know where he's going with this. We all have such apparent horizons attached to our experience, but we must postulate an absolute, unconditioned truth somewhere. This is the truth Jesus referred to when he said, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." What this truth is and how it operates through us is the nature of our inquiry. That which reason cannot doubt, that to which the essence of reason can find no opposite, but in which clear thinking must have complete confidence by the very fact of its inability to conceive its opposite, or an opposite. That is truth. The Bible tells us, "For by thy word thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." Okay. The concept of truth formulated in our thought becomes our word, becomes the affirmation of our relationship to the universe. For instance, we believe that God is all there is, or we do not believe that God is all there is. If a clear reasoning does deliver the perception of the allness of truth, and if truth is a synonym for God, then we may say God is all there is. And we may add that it is impossible to conceive of any opposite, otherness, difference, unlikeness in what we call the past, which is memory, in what we call the present, which is experience, or in the future, which is anticipation. For past, present, and future are but a continuity upon which is threaded the sequence of experience. If God is all there is, then past, present, and future, time, experience, and form, if they exist at all, must exist as some part of the truth. If this truth is all there is, we might also be included in it. We must also be included in it. And we should identify ourselves with it. Thus, the allness of truth automatically includes the reality of our own being. You know what? I'm having a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be a good one to listen to go to sleep. Because I sound like a lawyer. I'm making an argument. Well, I'm not making an argument. I'm reading Ernest's argument. All right. We arrive at the proposition that truth, being all there is, must be universal. Spirit plus nothing equals spirit. Since there is no such thing as that which is not, a lie merely becomes a denial of truth. A lie has no vitality, no power, remaining merely a suppositional opposite to that which of itself is positive, absolute, and eternal. Truth is universal. Canceling what is not and leaving what is, we arrive at the conclusion that nothing has happened to the truth. It was not born. It will not die. It does not come. It will not go. It has no degrees of being. It is universally present. Okay, that's math. Now we prove the theorem that truth is indivisible, having nothing unlike it with which to divide it. Being all, it remains a complete unity. Therefore, every announcement of being is an announcement of truth. The indivisible wholeness of truth includes all that is. And since I can say I am, truth includes myself. Ooh, Ernest. Emerson tells us that no power of genius has ever had the smallest success in explaining existence. And he's probably right. The perfect enigma remains. Truth is not explained, nor is it explainable. Our unity with it is not something which we acquire. It is a reality which we discover. This is a conclusion which we arrive not by intellectual process alone, because the genius of the intellect has never explained its own existence. It's merely experienced it. I can see why this one's not required reading. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But yeah, I think you want to be a little further along in your studies than, hey, I just picked this book up. All right, Ernest, let's go back to this. If the truth is all there is, if it is universal and a unit, then nothing came before it and nothing came after it, but itself was, is, and remains all. The indivisibility of truth guarantees its unity, and its unity guarantees not only our oneness with it and its oneness with us, but the inseparable allness of this oneness, transcendent even while it is immanent. And see that right there, that's the important part. Transcendent while immanent. It's not absorbed by its creation. It is beyond its creation. And it is something that, at least in this form, we will never wrap our minds around. But, the truth unifies transcendence and immanence. The perceiver and the thing perceived are united in one common mind and existence. Something cannot be divided by nothing. If the truth is all there is, and if there is nothing unlike it, then there is no dividing line between God and people. Hence, the self-evident perception of Jesus when he said, I and my Father are one. Such allness announces independence. That which we call the attributes of truth are not attributes of something which projects an alleged attribute, such alleged attributes, but are activities of that which constitutes such attributes. Essence and performance are identical. Truth and attributes are one. Whew, okay. We're barely 3 pages into this, and this is heavy lifting. This must have been what Jesus had in mind when he said, the words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. He was not thinking of his word as reflecting or transmuting some overdwelling power, but that power itself was undivorced from the word. Surely there was an easier way to say that, Ernest. All right, hang on. Oof, undivorced. Wait, okay. His word was that power, not merely an expression or extension of it. His word was that power, not me. Sometimes Ernest has interesting ways of phrasing things. Okay. So, Jesus. Jesus' word was that power, not an extension or an expression of it. It was the power. And Jesus is telling us that's the same power we have. Okay. The attribute was the essence. Hence, power is never separated from itself. And the mind, which conceived the cosmos, giving birth to its infinite forms, is identified with the plot in the latest play. The same mind, because all mind is one. Well, I think you need a master's degree to read this one. Oh my goodness. Within all people and within everything that lives, there is an impulsion towards self-expression. This impulse is dynamic and irresistible. In fact, really honestly, I think a lot of the messiness we make of our life is us resisting the impulse to express ourselves. That's my conjecture, though. The very fact that there is an insistent urge for the self-expression in all individuals proves that this urge is cosmic. The apparent parts substantiate the characteristics of the universal wholeness if our axiom of unity is correct. Therefore, the desire for self-expression is not only legitimate, it is irresistible. To seek escape from this desire would be an unconscious attempt towards self-annihilation. See, he agrees with me. He agrees with me. To seek escape from. So basically the messiness in our lives is us resisting the impulse to express ourselves. Self-annihilation. Man, he's using big words in this one. All right. Each individual must interpret the universe for themselves, since they have to interpret it for themselves. Wait, what? Hang on. Each individual must interpret the universe for themselves, since they have to interpret it to themselves. That's the word I missed. To themselves. The universe can interpret itself for them only by interpreting itself through them. God can only give us what we take, and the taking is the self-expression of God within us. Not something other or different from God, but something which has succeeded in passing, not something which has succeeded in passing a dividing line, but itself is God. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wait. Let's go back to that. God can give us only what we take, and the taking is the self-expression of God in us. Right? Good line. Good line. The urge which causes us to say I am is more than an urge causing us to express a power which extends itself through us, or an intelligence which uses us as an instrument for its activity. This urge in us, which causes us to say I am, is God. Hence, our self-awareness is its self-awareness. This perception of unity has been basic to the spiritual genius of the ages, and is but another way of saying that God is all there is. The enigma of unity is solved in such a degree as one perceives unity in multiplicity and multiplicity in unity. Meaning, not uniformity, multiplicity, not uniformity, but still unity. Okay. Ugh. We are using this illustration of axioms not to confuse nor to mystify. Yeah, you say that, Ernest. But to show that through all of the attempts which have ever been made to teach the truth, this one central theme has run: the individual unity of God and people. Every sacred literature of the ages contains it. And Ernest read a lot, so, that's his golden thread. To realize that this indivisible wholeness is at the center of our own being is to understand that the power of our individual word is an activity of the infinite and eternal I am, the everlasting and perfect spirit, the spirit that spirit in us is us. Ah, hang on. That spirit in us is us. That's a good title for a talk. No greater unity could be delivered than that by which the very nature of being cannot be withheld. This deliverance is not partial, but complete. Next, we arrive at another proposition. I'm almost tempted to quit here. Yeah. I'm going to keep going. Next, we arrive at another proposition. Since which is that the truth is unchangeable. Nope. You know what? No. All right, Ernest, you've made me crazy enough. We're going to start with that tomorrow. I don't think I can do any more. Okay. We're going to start there tomorrow because honestly, that's some heavy lifting. I don't think I've ever sat down and actually read Living the Science of Mind cover to cover. I've read articles out of it. It's one of those that you can kind of pick it up and flip it open, and whatever article you read is what you needed to hear that day. But I don't think I've ever actually sat down and read it cover to cover, which is the virtue, the virtue of me doing this live, because now I'm actually reading it cover to cover. I can tell you that I've never read that article before. It's never been one that has been assigned in a classroom. It's never been one that I've flipped open to, because there are no pencil marks in it at all. So I'm like, and I can see why, cause he's sitting there arguing for his truth, and he's using big words and he's using big concepts, and oh my goodness. So we're going to finish that tomorrow because, Lord, yeah, it's a lot. So we'll finish that tomorrow. All right. That was part one. We'll finish the rest of it tomorrow. Cause I need a break. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a you got this day, a it's going to be okay day, a stay out of the heat day, a drink plenty of water day, a do something fun for yourself day, a read something interesting or listen to good music day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a put some sunscreen on day, a enjoy your weekend day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, because I know occasionally it is, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Super important part of that line there. At your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds. I'm going to take a break. Rest my brain for tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.